Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XII Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. That's a byline I enjoy almost as much as the Zodiac Brave story. So we're ready for action. Although the action is this way, not that way. Here we have, I guess, the ledge she jumped off of. And as far as I know, I don't know how she got there, how those guards got there. There's no way we'll ever be able to get there. But we will be able to get here, where excitement awaits. Whether we come out into this middle of the room or not. Actually, it'd be interesting to see what would have happened if I hugged the walls. But hey, delicious flan. And we don't get to avoid them. Because one of them is a ceiling-mounted flan. That's ceiling-mounted flan, get it? Now, Ash apparently has Libra at all times, which is handy, because it means I don't have to waste a turn getting it, and we can see that these guys have 420 hit points and are weak against fire. Oh, actually, there's all different ones with different levels. No, they're not at different levels, they just have different hit points anyway. So one thing that's always fun to do is to try stealing from guys. And both Balthier and Van can do it, so we might as well try. Stole a potion. The Balthier couldn't steal. He's a pirate, not a thief. So we will try B, and now Balthier can try C. I don't know why I'm bothering with this. We don't get to keep anything that I didn't acquire when I off-screened it, because we'll be loading state. B just doesn't want to be stolen from. I guess I'm curious to see if different items pop up, and I feel like maybe they did already. I got some kind of like Capricorn sigil or Sagittarius rock or some weird Zodiac named item from one of these guys last time, and then a bunch of potions. Yeah, so I got a bunch of potions. And then I'm curious what else I got. A caramel, a viscous sauce sweet enough to cause dizziness. Dilute with water before cooking. Interesting. So I got 3 potions and a caramel. Last time I got 3 potions and I think it was like a Sagittarius stone or something. Both of them are loot items that I'm sure I can acquire elsewhere in the game, so I'm not terribly worried about it. Let's get on with an actual strategy of sorts here, which is to have Balthier casting fire. All Amalia has at her disposal is white magic. Oh, they're blinding everybody. I did not notice that. That is going to make it even more important to use fire on guys. They become a big pain in the butt to defeat otherwise. Let's try to get everybody to concentrate on the same one. Alright, so that was probably good to do. Other than the fact that we're blinded, which is kind of annoying, and it's obviously decreasing our hit rate, I'm not having too much trouble with this, just based on having some healing gambits set up. That makes it pretty doable. I mean, if this fight was significantly longer, we would be running out of black magic to use their weakness on them. And I guess they do have Cure, but I was killing them off before they could really use it. No particular reason not to use black magic one more time. It may or may not get off. Didn't get off. Yeah, 3 out of 4 party members were blind by the end of that fight. I feel like that went a lot faster in my off-screen, but I think at my off-screen I had done like a decent chunk of my grinding before I got to here. Because I finally was just like, let me go a little bit farther and see if better enemies show up, and this boss fight showed up, and I was like, I also got a new character running around making the killing happen faster. So they didn't die, they just moved into the water. I don't know why they attacked us anyway. We didn't mean any harm to them. Mean old Flan. Congratulations! Things are going to spin around now for a while. You, the player at home, can decide when this needs to end. Alright, I've decided it needs to end. So that's what happens when you have a boss fight that doesn't end in some kind of plot sequence. So just to be on the safe side, we should probably, at a minimum, well, I mean, I'll save just in case things go to crap, but we really need to at least just touch the save crystal to get our HPs back, our MPs back, and get rid of the blind status on half of the party, well, more than half of the party. We'll save our game, and I have no real concerns now because by the time when we get to the save point before the real boss of this area, I'm going to be loading the game, and we're going to be way overpowered for this point in the game. But again, I'm trying to find the earliest possible point to grind for license points, because I think once we have all of our party members, you can only have 3 in the party at a time, and those are the only, unless I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure those are the only ones who will get anything when we fight. So if I go out and grind for 2 hours, like listening to riff tracks or other people's Let's Plays or whatever, with Van, Baltier, and Fran, then our other 3 party members, Pinello and the 2 mystery people who are in reserve, they're not getting anything. So you kind of double the amount of grinding you want to do if you intend to keep all of your characters leveled and use them. And it's like, it's a little bit of a, like Final Fantasy 13 was. Like, once you reach the point in the game where you get to use all the characters all the time, like, you might just want to make some decisions about who you are and aren't going to use. Anyway, Garchimaceras were the enemies that I got probably my biggest overall chain combo with, because between the next 2 screens there's like 6 of them, and if you flee at the right times, you can avoid the other enemies, including the spooky ghosts. Ghosts are annoying. They can cast blind on you. They occasionally cast a spell where they seem to form another ghost. That doesn't happen often, and I was never real clear on whether the second ghost has full hit points or if both of the ghost enemies then have reduced hit points, but we might actually see it, because it'll probably take me a while to finish this one off, since the guys aren't leveled. And as you see, a giant toad has appeared from back where we came from. So our chain got broken. Oh, because I guess we finished off the ghost. Boy, I feel like we're like really in critical condition, but that's because I'm used to having character, like, after the grinding, like, everybody's got a lot more hit points as their max hit points. So we're getting pretty close to the end of the sewers. Although I seem to recall that there's like, check out Fran's butt, guys. Check out Amelia's butt, and then of course Van's butt and Balthier's butt. That's what movable camera angles are all about. Yeah, I think there's like another sewer level. That, or there's another entrance to... There's like a way that you go into the sewer, and it's significantly deeper and more involved. There's like an endless freaking sewer maze in this game. Or it's the same basic artwork, but you're fighting lots more enemies. Ghosts are weak against... So none of these guys are actually weak against fire, but... Could help us end this a little faster. So it's really strange. It doesn't seem to take that much longer. Like, fighting these guys down at level 6 wasn't that much slower than fighting them was when my party grinding its way up to like level 14 and 15. I hit level 15 and I pretty much decided, okay, the grinding has to stop now. Because I feel like I'd seen something in one of the walkthroughs that I've been using for general info about like, oh, and the enemies coming up in the next area should be avoided. I mean, unless you're up at like level 10 or something. I'm like, oh, I'm at level 15 and we haven't even reached the area where they say that, so we are probably just over-leveled. Anyway, so this is it. I'm going to hit this... I don't know why I'm saving here. I guess just in case something goes wrong with the video, but save here, and then we're going to load from the same location. Wait. East sluice control. Central waterway control. Okay. That 10:34 a.m. slot is still the right one. So we're going to quit to the title. There's no quick way to load, although the title screen doesn't take that long. But we will be significantly more powerful as we go in and deal with this boss. I'm tempted to fight the boss at our current levels just to see how tough it is, but then I'd have to like load and do everything, and like we'd have to load and do it all again anyway. So we might as well just like pick up with our powered up party here. You can see I still have Van using the item that gives him 0 MPs. License-wise, filled out a good bit more of the board. Peeked ahead a bit. I'd mentioned to you that every character gets 2 jobs. Later in the game, we will get the chance to open up a second board. And I peeked ahead and figured out where everybody has to go to unlock their new board. So for Van, it's like one of these 2 spots. Balthier, I think it's one of these spots. And Van, or Fran, it's like here, I believe. So I intentionally like made sure I streamed, like, so for her, it's like, why am I getting accessories 5, 6, and 7? Like, none of these are available for purchase yet. I was just trying to make sure that as soon as the second board becomes available, I can get it as soon as I want. I also did a little reading up, like, what's Feral Strike? What's Red Spiral? What's Fires of War? Well, those are kind of like, I forget what they're called, but they're basically the limit breaks in this game. But you kind of want to be careful with them. The way it's going to work eventually when we get a second job class for each character is anything they've already unlocked on one chart will also be unlocked on the other. Because there's going to be some repetition. You don't get accessories 1, 2, and 3 again on another board. They'll already be unlocked on that board, which is nice because when you get to your second board, you'll already have some, like, oh, I can just jump straight to here and start unlocking stuff down on this end. But these, you'll see here I got Feral Strike. Well, this is Feral Strike again. Everybody has 3 limit breaks, but the first one you unlock, no matter which node you use to unlock it, is going to be the same, and you only get to unlock 3, and then the others just become unselectable. So for here, for example, okay, this isn't in the way of anything. If I take this, it's not going to allow access to anything else. And then this one, well, okay, this one's not in the way of anything either. I'm able to do a blow right past it and unlock other stuff. But you might have, yeah, you will sometimes end up with a situation like this. You got Feral Strike here. So you unlock your way up here, and if you've already selected your 3 Feral Strikes and you didn't make this one of the ones you're going to buy, it's blacked out, and you'll never be able to get Black Magic 5 and 6. So it's kind of set up so that you might want to hold off on getting your limit break ones that are not. If you have limit breaks that are blocking other things, you want to make sure that you buy that limit break and don't use a different limit break. So it seems pretty easy, right? Like, okay, you get to buy 4. Or you get to buy 3. There's 4 of them on the map. Well, you got this one is not really interfering with anything else. This one's not interfering with anything else. This one's not interfering with anything else. So just buy any 2 of those 3 and make sure that you buy this one. Well, the problem is that she's going to have a second grid at some point. And 50, 75, 100, and 125 are the prices. But on her other grid, it might be that the 50, which doesn't block anything on this grid, well, that 50 might be blocking something on another grid. So until I get their second grids, I kind of don't want to mess with limit breaks. Because once I've got the second grid for everybody, I can make sure, okay, here's the strategic limit break ones to buy. I can find, hopefully, out of the 50, 75, 100, and 125 limit break boxes, I can find one that on both of her boards is not blocking anything and can be safely ignored. And make sure that, like, if the 100 is blocking something on one board and the 75 is blocking something on another board, that I pick those 2. Make sense? Good. Anyway, everybody's got a whole lot more stuff they can do. Unfortunately, my biggest issue now is that I didn't buy a lot of spells. So, like, Balthier is unlocked magic up through level 2. I actually could have spent points to get more black magic, but instead I went in directions trying to get things like magic lore, which increases this magic, channeling, which reduces magic cost. I kind of went in different directions with him because I knew I didn't have the spells anyway, even if he's allowed to use them. But he's got also a little bit of green magic, although again, haven't bought any of it yet. And Flan, well, she wasted a lot of her LP getting all the accessories so that she could get to this spot here, where she'll eventually be able to get a new thing. Van actually had a nice layout, pretty easy, so I was able to kind of pick and choose. And rather than giving him lots of equipment, I gave him lots and lots and lots of battle lore and swiftness. Found out later, reading online, really this is just like 1 point to strength each time. Early in the game it makes a difference. Late in the game it doesn't make as much difference, but he should be a pretty hard hitter. And we should be ready to go. So, oh, and for whatever reason I switched. How do I get Fran as the party leader? Don't read too much into that, guys. I was switching around using different people. So now we're back to having Van as our illustrious leader. People's gear is a bit different. He's got chromed leather because we kept finding that in treasure chests. He's got a silken shirt. She's got bronze armor. Otherwise, I guess it's really not that different. Alright, let's go to the overflow cloaca. Cloaca, waka, waka. The overflow cloaca hates the Albed. But is endearing anyway. So this is it. We escaped, right? Perhaps not. I don't feel that safe. I want to check something. Okay, we can. Good. We can actually pause cinemas because we might be in the middle of a cinematic when we end this video. So it's Flame Horse. So Amalia already has... It's named Firemane. It's a real, honest-to-God boss with a hit point meter that says boss. It is weak against something that none of us have. I could have bought this spell before we came in here. Balthier could have learned it. I didn't. I screwed up. So he's going to try to steal. I'm assuming fire is not going to be useful against this thing. So I'll try blind, and we'll see what happens. I stole a potion. I am pretty sure I can't steal anything else. He can try blind again. I'm not really worried about this fight. You can see how we're doing pretty darn good damage. I didn't notice if he was able to steal or not. I don't know of a way to go back and read the... Yeah, nothing to steal. It's readying rush. I don't even know if it uses, if it's using physical attacks. But it sure seems like blind is not working. Oh, it says immune. Alright, well, knock it off then, JG. Let's see. Van has over like 1,000 hit points now. I believe the cap in this game is 9999. Okay, it's going for kick. Now it's going for bushfire. I was worried it wasn't... I knew it had a cool cinematic attack. I was a little worried it wasn't going to get it off because we're so overpowered now. And it poisoned us and set us on fire to make us breathe our last. Okay, I was worried you weren't going to get to do it. That doesn't mean you have to do like 10 cinematic attacks in a row. I'm hoping that during all the cinematics that are going to happen now after defeating our first boss, we will lose the poison status. So is that like a Zodiac stone or something? I mean, that was a Final Fantasy Tactics thing, the Zodiac stones. You know, Zodiac Man has 2 Zodiac stones.
Stand where you are.
Just ask the booty girl, the booty babe. Oh, this guy, he's our friend. He's like super nice. To tell him you love him. So, Amelia's identity is kind of obviously a mysterious point of interest. Balthier certainly seems to know who she is. Van, as always, has no clue. And it's difficult to tell what Fran does and doesn't know because she doesn't talk that much. She mostly just has a wedgie. Yeah, sure. They stole into the palace and they stole out of the palace. They stole from the palace.
They think me some common thief.
I'm not dressed like a thief.
Common assassin.
I don't know. They're both good
These
guilds.
people have done nothing. Release them.
What are you doing?
Don't interrupt me. I'm thinking.
And talking.
Wait!
Canelo!
What's up?
Sorry. That dinner will have to wait.
I told you.
I told you this would cost you your life.
Leave him alone.
Now you're gonna get her arrested.
Hold on to this for me, would you? Just until I bring Vaughn back.
On your feet, you over here.
All right. Edgy, aren't we?
It's Balthier, my brother.
These guys don't look like brothers.
I was to kill Balthier, not those addle-pated Imperials.
Blah. I mean, those two look like brothers. Neither of them look like they're related to Balthier. You know, call me a racist. Please call me a racist. No, call me a racist. But they don't appear to be of the same species. It's not like, you know. Where am I going with this? Sometimes you see two people and they don't look like they're siblings, and you're like, oh, they might be from a mixed race family. I do not think that guy was Balthier's brother. That would appear to be a different species.
I brought you some of those flowers you like. Galbana lilies. Remember?
I guess this is a flashback.
You always said how they smelled nice and how pretty they were. Remember?
I had Jello today.
The king. Did you? Were you really a part of it?
Does he seem like he's in a place where he's going to answer you, Van? Is this the time to ask?
Even if you were.
So I guess this is Rex. I assumed he was
Captain
dead.
Rosh must have tricked you into it.
Don't believe Andor's lies. That's coming. That's the main reason I'm LPing this. Oh no, he's gone to the far plane. Yuna must be out there dancing. What is the significance of the ring? No, I could have sworn that Rex was supposed to be dead. Rex Dart Eskimo Spy. So it did seem kind of strange to me that Van would be flashing back to giving him flowers, and now I'm not clear what that was about. Maybe we'll get some clarity next time, but probably not. I'm the MysteriousJG. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I hope you'll tune in next time for more of Final Fantasy XII, the Zodiac Brave story. Bye-bye.